Hello from sunny California. All 12 of you across platforms. Thank you. Hello, we've got B-Man who's first. Hail. And Professor Savage Ed member for 7 months. What a dame. If I could whistle, I would, but I can't. And surprisingly, no technical issues this morning, so little things. First time in all of the 6 episodes chose this sausage. Zombie. Oh, play every game. Hail. Hey, Hook. Rick and Jack is heart attack potential for my Richard Simmons hardcore. Sweet. You should definitely get that on your workout playlist. Get the blood flowing, get your stretches, get your wiggles out, start the day right. I need to take my own advice on that, but we are not talking about me right now. How's everybody doing? Kind of dark in here. Darker than me. Oh, there I am. Hello. Everyone's hydrated, well rested, or do you maybe sort of feel like this? I need to actually look up this band because I don't know what he sounds like or anything. It's just all the posts that I've seen have been like, these edibles ain't shit. 15 minutes later into the set. Oh no, it's like at work. Well, hopefully the time flies. That's scary. Oh boy. So let's see. More people's. Hello, and good morning. Oh no, an angry badger's missed and a rat appears at the same time. Convenient. Hello, good morning. That's a vibe. That's a whole vibe. The emojis worked when sharing. But anyway. So usually on the Friday shows, I've been talking about all the winning that's been happening on the conservative front. We had a big fat nothing burger yesterday, which was disappointing. On Wednesday, Pam Bondi, let me get rid of these captions. Pam Bondi said that some Epstein files would be released, and
you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I do, Jesse. There are well over this will make you sick. 200 victims. 200. So we have well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released.
You may not be on the list, but you're the corporeal form that you severed yourself from many months ago is
by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah, what you're going to see hopefully tomorrow is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information.
Yeah, but a lot of that was already stuff, mostly, that had already been available. So everyone was really disappointed. And honestly, a bit angry. This is a ginormous water carafe pitcher with a handle on it. Pitchers have handles, though. Never mind. It blocks the view of my screen. So I'm always a little bit of a struggle bus. But I think a lot of people were upset because they actually were expecting the criminal names to come out in some sort of fashion like this, We don't need the music. But yeah, total nothing burger, nothing new. But this is what we wanted. Give us the names. But I love this movie. Yeah, who to cancel next? Well, who to charge and arrest? Yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, well, it's Epstein Files not release date again. Feeling a little bit like that. So yeah, we had a bit of a winning streak for the past month, and then yesterday with the big nothing burger. But as mentioned, there were some new Jeffrey Epstein contact lists named, including Alec Baldwin, not to be associated with the finger, Michael Jackson, Mick Jagger, and RFK Jr.'s mom. That's not what we wanted. And our good friend Mally Mouse, Herwin, if you will. I love Herwin.
So, does anybody
He had some
else
good
think that
questions.
this whole Epstein file release proceeding has been weird? So, let me just see if I got this straight. A handful of conservative influencers and online creators were invited to go and get early access to the Epstein files presented to them in binders individually. And their first moves were to go posting pictures of it online, just them holding the binders, not actually the contents of the binders. But then that got me curious. Are they even allowed to post the contents of the binder yet, or is that something that has to be debuted by the White House?
Yeah, why pass it off to conservative influencers? It's so it's a bit of theater, but why? Why did they think that was a good look?
And if that's something that has to be debuted by the White House, why were they invited there just for the publicity stunt of being handed binders that they're not even allowed to talk about until everybody knows about it already? Like, I'm sorry, but nobody wants to see pictures of you smiling while holding binders full of evidence of pedophilia. That's just not exactly a great look, in my opinion. And then that got me more curious. Why are we making it a whole show? Why isn't it just being taken care of like everything else the last month? So, does anybody else?
Yeah. Weird. Oh, Mally. If they had binders, what the hell was inside them and why was it not released to us? Yeah. Everyone has the same questions. Weird. All right. Scoot on over here. But yeah, I mean, it's a list of sexual abusers, not a $5 mimosa at brunch. They should have been given clear instruction on how to if they still thought this was a good idea to not make it look as cringe. I don't know. If they gave it to mainstream media, they'd cry. If it wasn't given to conservative influencers, right-wing virtue signaling is cringe AF. Yes, absolutely. Would chipper every single person on the list. Yes, I approve. Feet first. The PDF was out 2 hours later. So why do the thing? I mean, it's dumb. Super dumb. This is a meme that I like that's been going around. I'm releasing the Epstein files. Be honest. I'm releasing some of the Epstein files. Be honest. I handed out some binders to a bunch of influencers. Thank you. Hey, chips. Thank you. Badger. Mushroom. Oh, dang it. I meant to add a couple of things to my stream, but I didn't. Womp womp. We're short staffed here.
She's naked. And she's not wearing any clothes, too.
Hey guys, what you doing?
Oh, just looking at a thing in a bag.
Oh, cool. Can I see?
No, it's for me. And the cheek. And strongman to look at.
Oh.
Leon. Thank you, Badger. Nervous. They're just about her so they didn't get the binders. Womp womp. So sad. I might have shown Ian Carroll's videos before, but he usually has some solid takes on things. I'm biggin. Might be an unpopular opinion, but piling into hating the influencers who got binders helps no one except Epstein's clients and co-conspirators. Pam Bondi and Kash Patel are making public, strong statements that they have every intention to get access to all of the files and release them. Best thing for us to do is assume they're telling the truth and pile on to pressuring everyone in government to comply and help or face prosecution in prison. If we see ongoing evidence of Bondi and Kash covering anything up, then I'll criticize. But I had every expectation that there would be many obstacles to this disclosure. We expected this. Don't get distracted by starting Twitter drama that dilutes our resolve to demand full release of all evidence and serious investigations into the many unsolved aspects of the case. And remember, there are bad actors among us who are likely trying to start infighting and distract us from the goal. This is the most powerful criminal organization in the world. They're not just going to give up and face the music. Eyes on the prize, guys. And to clarify, this opinion is based on a number of details you might have noticed across the reporting today. One, if you watched the live MSM News coverage of the photo op, it's clear the reporters weren't there for the binders. They were there for the British PM. I don't think Bondi intended for this photo shoot media circus, and had the influencers been wiser and understood the complexities of the situation, they would have hid the binders and hurried off and not made a scene. Two, that's what I'm saying, like, give them some instruction on how to handle all the cameras that are on them, eyes on them. Everything's going to be dissected, right? Two, we are hearing that Bondi was not stoked and did not present the binders as though they were anything good. It sounds like they were presented as, this is what the FBI gave me. Still unclear why she would even put the binders together at all. 3, as soon as this all blew up, Bondi immediately made a statement about the FDNY withholding apparently thousands of docs and ordered them on her desk by 8 a.m. I'm not saying we know what's really going on, but it seems clear that this was an accident mixed with mistakes on a number of people's parts. To me, it's not an indication the Bondi is trying to cover anything up. She might be, but if she is, she's doing it in a far more advanced and complex way than the current conversation is portraying. Remember, outrage, emotion, anger, and all these things cloud judgment. As with all breaking news on X, we would be wise to be patient, take time for details to emerge, and be very discerning. As much as this is going to be a test of Trump's cabinet, it is also a test of the new media. It's our responsibility. You are the media now. We are the media now. It's our responsibility to treat the story with the amount of nuance it demands, and it's a lot of fucking nuance. Kate, love you guys. Bye. Okay. How redacted will it be? Yeah. Hey, Bishop. Let's see. I saw somebody think of the children virtue signals yesterday. It was wildly embarrassing. Yeah. Cringe. Anyone who's deluded into thinking something else would drop yesterday is far more to blame. This was exactly what I said phase 1 would be. NERDWARS again, according to Chad Pray, they were there for something else and given these because conservatives were crying on Twitter about her not releasing stuff yet. Yeah, not good. Mistakes were made. Hey, Sons and Shadow. Hey, late from Phil Brett, but happy to hang with you, homies. Hey, yeah, I'm just here for a little while and then roll on over to NERDWARS. Hello, Warren. Alex, good to see you. Anonymous. That's cute. Hello. Hello. Remember when Adam Schiff held up a folder with irrefutable evidence of Russian collusion? Yeah. Hey, Sergeant. Sonia. Hey, lady, how you doing? It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Oh, a lot of you came in. Hello. 48 of you across platforms. Just for little old me. Let's see. So yeah, that wasn't fun, but we'll see what they do next. Kash Patel made a statement that the FBI is entering a new era. This was posted yesterday. One that will be defined by integrity, accountability, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. So he's still trying to, reassure the people they're doing their best, and there will be no cover-ups, no missing documents, and no stone left unturned. And anyone from the prior or current bureau who undermines this will be swiftly pursued. If there are gaps, we will find them. We will find you, and we will kill you. No, maybe. If records have been hidden, we will uncover them, and we will bring everything we find to the DOJ to be fully assessed and transparently disseminated to the American people as it should be. The oath we take is to the Constitution, and under my leadership, that promise will be upheld without compromise. Okay. I mean, to be fair, yesterday and this whole debacle is kind of the first fumble so far, so I don't think it should totally cause complete distrust, obviously, but never give them full trust either. So grain of salt, always. Use that thinky bits on top of your neck, in your skull. Let's see. Oh, this is the other thing. So they also released a letter from Pam Bondi to Kash. You can't see it. I can barely see it. But she says, Dear Director Patel, before you came into office, this was sent to him yesterday, I requested the full and complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein. In response to this request, I received approximately 200 pages of documents, which consisted primarily of flight logs, Epstein's list of contacts, and a list of victims' names and phone numbers. I repeatedly questioned whether this was the full set of documents responsive to my request and was repeatedly assured by the FBI that we had received the full set of documents. Late yesterday, I learned from a source that the FBI field office in New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and indictment of Epstein. Despite my repeated requests, the FBI never disclosed the existence of these files. When you and I spoke yesterday, you were just as surprised as I was to learn this new information. By 8 a.m. tomorrow, which is today, the FBI will deliver the full and complete Epstein files to my office, including all records, documents, audio and video recordings, and materials related to Jeffrey Epstein and his clients, regardless of how much information was obtained. There will be no withholdings or limitations to my or your access. The Department of Justice will ensure that any public disclosure of these files will be done in a manner to protect the privacy of victims and in accordance with law, and as I have done my entire career as a prosecutor. I'm also directing you to conduct an immediate investigation into why my order to the FBI was not followed. You will deliver to me a comprehensive report of your findings and proposed personnel action within 14 days. I appreciate your immediate attention to this important matter. I know that we are both committed to transparency for the American people, and I look forward to continuing to work with you to serve our president and our country. So, yeah, it seems like they weren't given up. Let's see. It wasn't a fumble. It was a bunch of deluded crybabies making a scene for attention. I mean, Pam Bondi not preparing. I don't know why the influencers were there. That was stupid. And in a fumble, I'm saying as a mistake. That was a bad thing. It was just gone about all wrong. I stand by it was a fumble in the grand scheme of things. They made mistakes, lots of mistakes. And or they were set up to make mistakes. I don't know. I'm some rando on the internet. What do I know? But Zelensky is at the White House today. And freaking Trump with his little power moves. It's so great. Look at you. You're all dressed up. It's like he's talking to a 4-year-old.
He's all dressed up today.
You're a big boy and put on your pants by yourself today. Like, he's just so condescending. And I mean, it's cringy, but it's kind of great. But it did get a little spicy about an hour or so ago, an hour and a half ago in the Oval Office between Vance and Trump. And wow, why didn't they release CP on the internet for everyone? Wow. Oh, I don't want that. Oh, I'm watching it. You're not. You only missed like 9 seconds. It's fine. We'll get
I'm
those back.
talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are
Mr.
not
President,
strong,
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful
to
come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know that.
bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
feel influence.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now
You will feel influence. If I had the motherfucking hubris, or like the fucking hubris clip, I would play that. But I don't. But it's there. Imagine it.
not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From
it.
the very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a good
Brahma,
position.
I
You don't
was
have
in
the cards right now. With us, you start
I'm
having
not playing
cards. But
cards.
right now, you
I'm
don't. Yeah,
very
you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War
What else-
III.
what are you
You're
thinking about?
gambling with
What are you
World
thinking
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
It's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
I'm wearing
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of
I don't-
appreciation for
what-
the United
what
States
you're
of
speaking
America
about.
and the president who's trying to save your country.
There's probably been a lot more clips that have come out from today, but I was getting ready to be here. So, and things to follow up on later. Mel Gibson recently spoke at the one of the Altadena events in California where the fires had taken place. Yeah, blasting the politicians. It's pretty great. Isn't he one of our ambassadors to Hollywood? Did he make the list? I think he was on the list.
All my fellow citizens, they've lost their homes. They have no recourse, no insurance payout because the carriers dropped them.
Right.
Even the carriers realized that California was ill-prepared and had scant resources to deal with the inevitable fires. They knew that. So are we supposed to believe that our elected officials didn't know that? Of course they knew that. Of course, Mayor Bass tweeted about the levels of danger days before she blew out of town. You know? Ugh. And we drove around in the PCH and into my neighborhood and various other neighborhoods, devastating. There was, I saw my houses and my friends and neighbors reduced to toxic piles of smoldering rubble, much like here in Altadena. I mean, one of the most pathetic and despicable things I've seen was when Karen Bass, in order to shift the blame and culpability from herself, wiped it on the fire chief and threw her under the bus.
Absolutely threw her under the bus.
The department had been defunded and were without resources.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, good news, everyone. NERDWARS shared this, but I thought we should share it here too. Good news. Gavin Newsom's going to do a podcast now because he wants to talk to us.
We need to change the conversation. And that's why I'm launching a new podcast. And this is going to be anything but the ordinary politician podcast.
Maybe he'll take his skin suit off and we'll see the reptilian within. Never know.
I'm going to be talking to people directly that I disagree with, as well as people I look up to. But more important than anything else, I'll be talking directly with you, the listener. Real conversations. What's going on with the cost of eggs? What are the impacts, real impacts to you around tariffs? What power does an executive order really have? And what's really going on inside of Doge? Look, there's an onslaught of information that we take in. So let's take it to the sources without the typical political mumbo jumbo. In the first few weeks, we're going to be sitting down with some of the biggest leaders and architects in the MAGA movement. This is Gavin Newsom.
Interesting to see who is going to sit down with him and how heavily edited those podcasts are. Cost of eggs, bruh. I saw a video of this woman. She has a farm, and she was like, I have tons of eggs. And she put them in crates and boxes, and they weren't washed or anything. They weren't polished. They weren't all this or whatever. She was trying to give them to a family in need, or one of her neighbors, who was crying about not being able to afford eggs for her several kids and whatever. She's like, I have so many. Take them, please. Please. And she's like, but they're dirty. They're not white. And she's like, yeah, they're fresh, but the yolks are orange. That means they're fresh because of, and she went into all the details about how the processing of eggs and that, and by the time they get to you, how long it's been in a facility and on a truck and processed and whatever. People are retarded. The people are retarded. So yeah, the cost of eggs. Eat a butt, Gavin. But there's a follow-up to that announcement. A little more honest.
You asked America, and I listened, so welcome to the Gavin Newsom podcast. I know no one actually asked for this, and they'd prefer I do my actual job instead of whatever the hell this is, but everyone knows I march to the beat of my own drum, which is why when I locked everyone down during COVID, I still went to fancy restaurants that you poor losers couldn't even afford to work at, let alone eat at. I appreciate the poor optics of another podcast hosted by a straight white male, but the world...
Yeah, why just kill the chickens? Oh, bird flu. Sure.
Needs this now more than ever.
That kirked me up.
At, let alone eat at. I appreciate the poor optics of another podcast hosted by a straight white male, but the world needs this now more than ever. And from what I've read online, most people don't consider me straight or a man anyhow. Have I made mistakes as governor? Not really. Actually, no. I have never made a mistake ever. I guess banging my campaign manager's wife could be viewed as a mistake, except hypergamy is a very common lifestyle in California. Some people like to say I was asleep at the wheel, which made the LA fire substantially more devastating. But again, I haven't made any mistakes. Also, aren't you amazed how little I'm using my hands while I talk? My aides told me the way I talk makes me look like a complete psychopath. So I'm doing my best to talk like a normal person right now. Plus, I'm not a psychopath, just a sociopath. Those are two very different things.
Very different.
I'm doing it again. Old habits die hard. Don't tell that to my new campaign manager, though. Just kidding. Or am I?
If you like that, make sure to subscribe and follow for more.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message. Follow and subscribe to Danny's perfect content.
Yeah, so you got to follow today. Danny Polishchuk, whatever. Danny apparently does some great stuff. I did not know that RFK Jr. knows as much as he does about grasshoppers.
Good. I just found in my house.
Okay, do you remember that filter, that voice filter that everyone was using on videos for a while back? And that's that one. I could not watch any of those videos. Kind of sound he's like got that thing going on, but just watch.
That's called a bird grasshopper. Here he is.
Why this video made me laugh so much?
These grasshoppers, I'm going to let them go. These grasshoppers are actually quite large, but they have 2 generations each summer, and then they overwinter in this big adult phase like that.
An educational program.
And don't worry, I'm not hurting them now.
Creepy.
I'm going to let them out here.
On his official TikTok page. Eat it. No, don't eat the bugs. Miss Hapa.
When you first catch them, they spit tobacco. That's what we used to say when we were kids. They have this
Yeah, they're real. They're real. It's
brown
just
liquid that
video.
they spit out of their mouths. Anyway,
Hi. He's so happy. Boy. All right. Thank you for indulging me. Let's get rid of these tabs. Oh gosh, I don't know how old this is. It has to have been somewhat recent, but good old Alyssa Milano thinks her activism is, she thinks she's a real smarty. But she got rid of her Tesla and thinks she's
Liberal actress and activist
Really
Alyssa
doing
Milano
something
getting
here.
a bit of a history lesson after she thought she pulled one over on new Twitter CEO Elon Musk. Milano tweeted that she traded in her Tesla for a Volkswagen electric, adding, "I'm not sure how advertisers can buy space on Twitter. Publicly traded companies' products being pushed in alignment with hate and white supremacy doesn't seem to be a winning business model." But users were quick to point out Volkswagen's
users, the freaking Hodge twins. The timeline is so crazy. It's hilarious. Yeah, get a Jeremy card.
dicey past. More than one sharing that the company started out as a state-owned enterprise in Nazi Germany. Musk's response? Well, he responded with the crying, laughing emoji, so he does not seem to mind what Alyssa Milano did. Emily, one person tweeted, "Imagine thinking that you're woke and owning Elon Musk by trading your American-made car for one literally founded by Nazis."
Yeah, I think I agree with Elon Musk in tweeting, responding with the laughing,
Yes.
crying, because once again, Alyssa Milano is oversharing and calling it activism, right? She was the first person, and I quote her directly, to call Elon a genius. She said, "I love you." He was one of 4 she would choose for her dinner party. She said, "I am in awe of you." She was literally his greatest fan before hating him became like the newest kombucha. So just like her wearing the crochet mask and telling
Became the newest kombucha. Oh my gosh, what is this? Oh, speaking of Elon, he announced that he just recorded another episode with Joe Rogan. So we'll see what comes of that. With Elon and Joe's track record of no holds barred conversations, the speculation is already running wild about what they might have tackled this time around. Most likely topics being Doge, slashing the bureaucracy, Tesla, SpaceX, Trump's DC shakeup, and of course aliens. And there's some sort of delay going on with my stream here. I'm sorry about that. Abe member for 2 months. Awesome emojis. Hello, Abe. So yeah, let's see what he has. Ooh, question for you. Have you ever looked at bodybuilders and envisioned just a tiny man inside of a big muscle suit by chance? If not before today, you will forever now, because it's a thing. It's a whole thing. I saw I didn't see this guy's video a long time ago, but I saw one like it. Hey, Yamato. I clicked on you. There you go. Imagine Moxie in a Cybertruck. I mean, they've grown on me a little bit, but I've never been a huge fan of the design. Don't come at me. Why do all bodybuilders look like a little guy trapped in a big man costume?
Why do all bodybuilders look like a little guy trapped in a big man's costume? This picture really tells the whole story. It literally looks like they threw a little guy in a big man's costume. Rubio Mascara, also known as Nexzilla, is a great example of this. If you stare at his traps and head, you will really see it, because it looks like his traps are actually his shoulders to his real head. And this will make you totally see it. And this is why people say that bodybuilders look like they're just walking around in a costume.
They do look good wrapped.
Now, the reason that their traps get so large is one, it's genetics, but mostly it's just gear. And this is because there's more androgen receptors on your upper body than your lower body. And when you take gear, it directly interacts with the receptors, growing that muscle, which is another reason why bodybuilders always have really big shoulders. I'm sorry if this ruins bodybuilding for you, because you are literally only going to notice this now anytime you see a bodybuilder. I had a friend tell me about this and I never noticed it. And now anytime I see a bodybuilder, all I think about is that is a little man in a big man's costume.
So gross. The costume, yes. Can't see. Oh, but as far as the Cybertrucks go, I saw one that was white. It actually looked pretty cool. I didn't think I would like it in white, but the standard model is not. Historically has not been my favorite, but wrapped is pretty cool. Most bodybuilders are short. There hasn't been a Mr. Olympia over 6 feet tall since 1976. The more you know. Let's see what else I got you before we get out of here shortly. Ooh! So there's this base company. It's likely a knockoff company, but they're selling Disney branded products. I did not expect it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Why won't you make LGBT variants? You must be new around here. Let me explain. We created the cutest couple keychains inspired by your favorite animated movie.
Then again, this could totally be a joke. It's the internet.
They are super easy to set up and can hold up to 100,000 keys. We like to
100,000 keys. Yes, it's a joke.
keep our keychains simple and full of love. So unfortunately, we won't let any mental illness affect our business.
Did they just call LGBTQ?
But see, she actually has a show and she's like she gets paid to do this stuff. So I was not the only one that was duped, but totally fake. But still, it's funny. I appreciate it. Oh, my advanced age, sir. You can't spring stuff on me like that. ABF, not to be associated with the gentleman on the flight logs. ABF gifted 50 memberships. Where's the buttons? All the buttons. I have too many videos.
I love the chosen one. Loving him is lots of fun. We love the chosen one, not as much as me.
Okay, 60 for the resonator, and my grandson wants the sex robot.
ABF. Everyone's boss. Thank you. You did the thing. Are they working? Did we get rid of the AIDS? They're still going. Oh, and you hit hypnotic? You hit yourself. Oh, no, I thought you hit yourself. That was you commenting. Cellulite podcast. Oh, you're getting everybody. Doesn't miss. And thank you. I clicked the button. It takes 5 seconds for it to show. DJ, Moxie is too pale, and the red hair needs to be replaced with an ethnically ambiguous chick that can't act. When is Zendaya taking over the stream? Soon. No doubt. Mr. Tech Rat, you will all bow down to the King ABF #cabal for the win. Up until maybe about a year ago, I always saw it as fuck the world, which also like hell yeah, but for the win, I've been educated on the the new speak. We got lemon parties in the chat too. Look at you. Zendaya shows up. I'm out. Yeah, the ginger side is real. So I saw this really cute little video today. I'm not going to show this one, but I'm going to show you the one that it rolled right into afterwards. It was this cute little pudgy little baby, and this German Shepherd was just making it laugh, and the baby giggles. They're cute. Go away, comment. Thank you. And then it rolled into, so you want to have children video. It's a long video. We're only going to watch a minute and some change because it's hilarious. Bruh. I love this game. It's so weird. They get you with the cute little baby thing, and then all of this happens. It's so funny. Tech Rat. Oh. This one grosses me out so much because, like, as the parent, I'm not going to stop and like film for too long. At least this is too long. This is Gentimex. This is what my brother calls children drunk midgets. It works. Impressive. Very smart. I didn't watch full 8 minutes of this. It's for all like that are so terrifying. Oh, that one almost made me throw up. But I'm gonna leave it on. Dying this morning. It's so dirty. He's been trying for so long. Oh my gosh. Okay, just a few more things and then we're gonna get out of Oh, you know what? While the next thing plays, I'm gonna set up the redirect if I can remember how to do that. I have to relearn every time because I'm pretty sure NERDWARS has his link up by now. So moving on to the educational animal content.
Devoted husband in the animal kingdom, Smoothbox Crab. Whenever danger strikes, he'll wrap his wife in his claws and scurry away on his little legs to find a safe spot, only thinking about his own safety after he's made sure she's hidden away. And if you happen to be watching him, he'll shyly cover his face with his big pincers and spray water at you, so you could also call him the Shy Face Crab. In fact, the Smoothbox Crab doesn't even realize he needs a wife until mating season. Then he'll run straight into a group of female crabs, grab whichever female he can and take off running. Sometimes, though, he gets a little flustered and accidentally snatches someone else's wife in the process. To him, it doesn't matter if it's his wife or someone else's. Once he's got her, she's
Female crab's just like the football. Like, nope, you're mine now. Hop, 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 hop.
his. And he also likes to imprison young females until they grow up and molt, at which point he'll mate with them right away, even though they look all round and plump.
Not a good look, crabby dudes. Not a good look.
But they have hardly any meat on them, so even fishermen don't really bother trying to catch them. The most
But they're pretty cute. All right, where do we go for that? You know what? I might just have to drop the link. I can't be bothered right now. Sorry, Erwin. DJ with a red boy? DJ. DJ. Thank you. ABF has a fake 50 cal in his well, and he definitely missed. Poor Russian chick. Do better, ABF. Ooh. Shots fired.
I come whether I decide to or not.
Never have I lightly caressed the angular frame that is my torso. Now I can love myself.
Score, a direct hit.
Thank you, DJ. Wow. Zach's Badger Bro Burger. Looking for a third bun brother, huh? DJ. Ooh. Ooh. There's a fight in the chat. Suck it, DJ. I'm clicking on things. They're just not popping up fast enough. Yeah, total shots fired. Let's see. I did not know this, but since you guys are all like vintage nerds, like OG nerds, you probably did. I did not know that Stanley and Dr. Seuss served in the same military branch. Oh no. Hold, please. Share the right tab.
Fun fact. Stan Lee and Dr. Seuss served in the same military unit during World War II.
Dr. Seuss was a passionate anti-isolationist, believing America shouldn't ignore the war in Europe, and created a number of political cartoons trying to sway people's opinions to join the war. And once the US did join the war, he volunteered to join the army. Stanley was drafted, and after completing training just before boarding the boat to Europe, he was pulled aside and told the army had a special assignment for him. They both joined the US Army Signal Corps, where they would collaborate with 7 other artists to create training material for US Army recruits, as well as produce news update films for the general public and propaganda. Dr. Seuss created political cartoons and propaganda posters, creating over 400 of them. But Stanley was called one of the greatest educators to ever live. He produced training manuals, often using the comic book style to make them engaging and easy to understand. And Stan was so good at it, his commanding
Just want to give you an update. I found the redirect option, so it's been added. So you'll just roll right on over to Nerd Wars. Yay! I found it.
officer had to tell him to slow down because he was embarrassing the 8 other artists in his unit. After the war, they went their separate ways and went on to become what we know today.
Cool. Did not know. Ooh, this other thing was really cool. I love these cosplays. I don't need the music, but pretty freaking rad. I've not seen anybody do this in real life, just videos. And again, I don't go to many cons, but super duper cool. Thought you'd like that. And for those VR users, I thought this was interesting. You might be interested in it as well. No, you got to go because I'm going over there too. Oh, so let me, you can relive playing video games in the 90s through VR. That's the whole premise. It's giving me a little bit of the vertigo. A little Black Mirror, though, isn't it? Like, whoa. That was loud. Yes, absolutely. The only thing keeping the lawsuit at bay. Pretty cool. I do get a little Black Mirror vibes because what about the people that like, I just want to go back to my childhood and just like live in the VR all the time? I mean, balance, right? You can do both. But I'm pretty raging on suppressor. What is going on? I missed something. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm gonna get up on out of here. It's 15 till Nerd War starts. So with that though, instead of giving you the rundown, I'm going to show you the rundown instead. So today, the Cabal lineup. You are currently here, but next is PRE-PRE-FNT over at Nerd Wars, and then FNT, of course. But then we have 7 p.m. Pacific time, training Guccianese. Then we roll right into the Badger's Den at 8 and Neon Leon thereafter. So thanks for showing up, everybody. This has been fun. Looking forward to talking more with the guys in a few minutes. And we'll see you all there, hopefully. All 65 of you across platforms. Thank you so much. And appreciate all of the super chats and the gifties. You guys are amazing. And yeah, so oh, I also have a members only game stream today that's not on this list. This is just the usual lineup, but the last Friday of the month is my members only game and hang. So ABF, Badger, Leon, and myself will be on for that. We'll play some Jackbox games and some with the dub and get a little silly. So that is the one outlier for the day. So it's a busy one for me. And then tomorrow is my monthly griftathon. So that's Moxie and the Misfits. So you'll see a few of the regulars on there as well. And that's tomorrow night. So stay tuned. Follow me on all the Twitters and all the things. I post a lot. So I will see you in a little while. Have a great day. Thanks for all being all active in the chat too. You guys are awesome. I love you.